Good evening, everyone. Do you have a real good feeling about now? Please let us know. This old fat boy's about out of breath, just sitting here bouncing around in this chair. How's everyone doing tonight? We got a great show for you tonight. We hope so anyway. And, it's been a little while since we've been here on YouTube doing anything whatsoever. And that's my fault. First, can y'all hear me pretty good? Please let me know. Did y'all like that song? Let me know about that. It fit the title of tonight's stream. Real good feeling. Exactly right. You got it going on right there. You see that? But I guess we sound all right. The mic is all right. Things are working pretty good there, I believe. Please let me know. We're going to catch up with the chat real quick. We got Brock Jansen. He joined us a long time ago, maybe sometime yesterday at 8:05 p.m. I don't know. He says, this is going to be awesome. Bearded Eagle is with us tonight. There's Mount Keppard Outdoors, my good buddy there with the Mount Keppard Outdoors brand. Dutch Black Feather is with us tonight. Good to see you, Brother Dutch. Mount Keppard Outdoors deserves some congratulations because he has hit the 1,000 sub club right here on YouTube. And he's well over 1,000 and he's keep growing strong. Of course, Dutch was on Instagram long before YouTube, and we'll talk about that a little bit after a while. We'll have Dutch on. If all goes well, Dutch is going to come up on panel and talk to us a little bit, and we'll show some things and talk about some stuff. There's Jared McEachran. How you doing there? How you doing, Brother Jared? Good to see you. Daniel Johnson is with us tonight. Miss April of Nature's Wild Playground is with us tonight. I did say hello to Bearded Eagle. I think I did. He said, there's the thumbs up. Good deal. Appreciate it. And remember, hit that thumbs up because why? It always helps the algorithm. And we got our 7th member jumped in on the chat tonight already. So make sure you hit that thumbs up when you come in or even when you leave. Po Boy Adventures is with us as well. Howdy, he says. Welcome to the show. All right. That's right. This is Dynamite Live. This is Dynamite Live. Jared said that's not his style of music. Well, that's all right, brother. Whatever. What is your style of music? I like all kinds of styles, but he said he's not enjoying the song. Okay, that's fine. We like great feedback. That's good. We like that. Nature's Wild Playground said he has a good live stream, though. I think Jared's been here a few times. He knows what's going on, but I do know Jared from over there on Instagram mostly, and I do enjoy interacting with him over there. Mount Keppard Outdoors, heck yeah, great. Everybody says great. Sounds good. All right. Now we're getting feedback on the volume. Loud and clear. Jared did not. There's Pacific Bushcraft and Firecraft just joined us. Good to see you. Good evening, he says. Good. Hope everyone is doing awesome. Everyone's doing good. Loud and clear, everybody says. Thumbs up. Audio and video is excellent. We can shed a little light on the video there. I don't know if that helps. We ain't got a whole lot of fancy lighting, and one day we might, I just got this little white light that I put in front of me to kind of maybe give me a little bit of a glow. We get this old 50-year-old wrinkled face going on. I'm not hardly there yet, guys. I still got 49 to go, if it's the good Lord's will. Country, rock, and metal. Yeah, I enjoy those tremendously. That's probably the 3 top on my list as well. Although, me being from East Kentucky, I do like a little bluegrass music. But that can incorporate in country if you're talking about older country. But see, that's another thing we can get in tonight. Sometimes we talk about the outdoors. We got a little, little topics when it comes to that tonight. But we can always talk about music genres, whatever it might be. But I'm a big metalhead from back in the day. I grew up in the 80s and early 90s, I was born in 1974. So I was 6 years old when the 80s started. So I was into a lot of that music, even some of the 80s pop, because my little old mother, she liked to listen to some of that stuff. Up church, country rap. That's another thing. That's another thing that's on the horizon and has arrived is country rap, rural rap, whatever it is you want to call it. It's kind of cool because it kind of I like that music because it gives you that country vibe. That's me. That's what I'm rolled up into a nutshell. Whether you call me a survivalist, a prepper, a bushcrafter, a camper, a hiker, a hunter, a fisherman, whatever it is, outdoorsman, I'm still country through and through. Country and cornbread I am. And, right here in East Kentucky, you pretty much have to be. And I'm not saying, there's country. We've talked about this before. Country all over the place. Whether you're from South Dakota, New York, even California. We got people moved in from California here in the state. They visit, the local hardware store where I work, my day job. Work as a sales clerk at a True Value hardware store locally here where I live. And we got all kinds of transplanted people coming from all over different states into Eastern Kentucky. And you might ask why, because there's outbreaks of all kinds of different things in East Kentucky that's happened that usually don't happen, but it might have something to do with weather pattern changes, climate changes, this, that, and the other. But flooding and tornadoes are two things that's happened in the last few years in places in Eastern Kentucky that you never would have thought had happened any other time. I mean, there's always flooding, don't get me wrong, but there was devastating floods in East Kentucky this past summer. We done a live stream about that too, where we were trying to raise awareness, raise funds for the victims in that flooding. Country boy, born and raised, Mount Keppard Outdoors, Dutch Blackfeather. There he is. Where's Miss Natalie at tonight? Is she watching? How you doing, Miss Natalie? If you're with us, I might have missed you. Jared was looking at Wyoming. It's getting weird where you're at. Where is that? But everybody's doing good tonight. We got 10 in the house, so make sure you hit that thumbs up. We always like to reiterate that and talk about different things. We always encourage anybody that jumps in the chat that's with us tonight. If you haven't said hello, howdy, we encourage you to do that. That's all you got to do. Say, howdy, I'm here, or something like that. But, you don't have to, but it's just always encouraged. The communist state of Illinois. That's right. There's country everywhere. Don't get me wrong. But I would think that my good friend East Kentucky Explorer, who has just joined us, would agree with me when I talk about how East Kentucky is just a wonderful place to be. We're biased. Of course, East Kentucky Explorer, we all know where he might be from. Dutch Blackfeather, Mount Keppard Outdoors is saying, what's up to East Kentucky? Good deal. But, like we talked about earlier, it's been a while. We have done a live stream over on Instagram, which was awesome. Had a good turnout there, a good engagement. Talked to a few people, had, some channels come up, and talk to us live. It was good. For our first Instagram live experience, we did enjoy it. There's Rose Crabtree, I think maybe AKA Hank. What you say, brother? How you doing? But guys, if I'm getting too loud, let me know. I don't want to get too loud because we do have a microphone here in front of us. But we want the audio to be good, but we don't want to get crazy here. And then we might, even though we did get crazy, we missed some people coming in. And that would be Jefferson Einstein. Good to see you there, brother. Haven't seen you in a while. Of course, I haven't been on in a while. Not on YouTube, anyway. That being said, we'll go ahead and get this out of the way. But this is the 49th episode of Dynamite Live. So, that being said, the 50th episode celebration will be sometime in mid-January, if not, somewhere between the second week, third week of January, we're thinking. We are going to take that much off continue on of not live streaming because we want to get some edited content to you all right here on YouTube. It's been a while since we've had something edited. We throw crazy shorts out there every now and again. We just have fun with that stuff. I mean, we could get a little bit more serious about the shorts, and we probably should, and we will, but that's about all we've been throwing your way here on YouTube in the last little bit, other than a few live streams here and there. And those have been sporadic over the last month and a half, because, you know, things have happened here on the homestead as far as that had to be took care of, offline, you know, family first, that kind of thing. So, somewhere around the third, let me get this straight here, somewhere around mid-January, we're going to be back live right here with Dynamite on YouTube. Now, I said Dynamite on YouTube. Okay, that will be our 50th episode celebration. It's cool that you might get 50 or so episodes, you know, live streams out of this, you know, and it goes that strong, you know. You get enough people in here that it's good engagement. We go for an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. And it fulfills a dream of mine to be able to sit here and host something, broadcast to you all, and, you know, just sit here and shoot the bull or whatever. I hope you all enjoy it as well. But we will be not live streaming on YouTube, and probably no live streams, period, anywhere, unless I just get the itch to do it. All through the holidays, somewhere around mid-January, we will have the 50th celebration, 50th episode celebration. So you all will see promotion for that. Don't worry, you'll be able to get notified if you want to come and be a part of that. That being said, edited content. We got gear reviews coming your way, product reviews, outdoor products, outdoor gear. We're going to be heading to the woods, do that stuff, show off some stuff. We are also going to try to get started our Eastern Woodland Adventures, at least through the winter, half of the winter, and into spring, and show you some places around here that we've wanted to show you that we've never showed on camera. Places that we know that are beautiful places in the wilderness here in the eastern woodlands of East Kentucky. Up this holler I live. And we want to show that to you. So, that's what you got to look forward to right here on this part of the Frontier Survival brand, the YouTube side, edited content over the next few weeks. That's right. That's right. You have been having football season. I remember talking to you about that. Yep. Football was around back in the fall. And I do love football myself, so I understand. No problem. When you can come, that's great. When you can't, that's great as well. We appreciate you being here anytime, Jared. Open invitation to anybody. And that's even, if I got any haters out there, I'll welcome you all in here. Come on in. Does Heath Ward of Frontier Survival have any haters? I mean, it could possibly be true. I don't know. Okay, let's see. Let's see here. All right, 49, 48. Is somebody going back to the playlist and making sure? Counting there? I keep seeing the 49, 48, 50. Oh, that might have been talking about my age. I got you. Yep. See, I get to talking and I lose all track of the chat. That's something else we're going to work on during our hiatus from live streaming is, you know, working on some things that to make the show run smoothly. I mean, you know, I know we got things to work on. Sometimes you feel like, you know, you got a lot to work on. But the thing is, you know, all day today while I was working at the day job, I keep getting thoughts in my head on saying this, saying that, trying to remember different things that might be cool to say or do. But sometimes it never works out. Jefferson Einstein says, yeah, I can't even keep up with YouTube, so I'm not going into even more things. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. I mean, you know, I guess some jobs are a little bit more hectic. Some jobs, like I said earlier, one time, where I work at, I can kind of balance all of them, and on all the different platforms, and whether it be Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. So yeah, I understand. There is SD Mountain Man. I haven't seen him in a while. Howdy there, Frontier Survival, he says. SD Mountain Man, feel free to call me Heath, brother. That is my name. Frontier Survival is great too. If that's all you want to call me, that's fine too. But just do like Cottonwood Ranch there. Miss Raquel, she said, hello, Heath. Hello to you, Raquel. Good to see you here tonight. Appreciate you being here. I do enjoy going to Cottonwood Ranch's live streams a lot of times on Monday nights. Check them out if you will, guys. Oh, I guess we got I don't know if any of the moderators have been dropping links, but if you want to, go ahead and drop some links. Miss April or Mount Cappard Outdoors there, whoever might be with us, po' boy. Haters are going to hate. You're right, mostly because they are just trying to bring people down. And do you understand that at all? I don't. I mean, why use social media in that manner? I mean, why use not so family friendly content? And I'm not sitting here saying that I'm totally family friendly. I'm not saying, everybody that's in here tonight is probably 40 or above, if I'm not mistaken. There might be some youngsters here. But, we don't sit here and cuss and swear and go on. But I mean, sometimes something might slip. You never know. But I'm not going to sit there and say, don't be saying that on my live stream. I mean, because it's already said. I mean, I'm sure they would figure out that I didn't like it. But anyway, we won't get on a tangent about that. But I just don't understand why people, why people want to bring people down like that. I mean, it's some kind of keyboard warrior type stuff. Yep, Mount Cappard Outdoors said absolutely, po' boy. Heath, it is. There you go. Your job is so far more driving than anything. Yes, you are. You're getting right there to that 1K very close, Raquel, and you will get there soon indeed. That's what I'm saying. We haven't been doing most, we've been putting some content out this year on YouTube, mostly live streams. And there's a couple where we're outdoors and we're throwing some gear reviews your way, this, that, and the other that we've had this past year. But we're just somewhere around 1,300 subscribers, which is great. We're very, very pleased and very, very thankful and very, very blessed to know that we got that many. But, we hit 1,000 around this time last year. So I think we should be a little farther above that, at least 1,500. We're not there. We're not fretting about it. We're not worrying about it. But, I'm just saying, you just never know how long it might take. Mount Cappard Outdoors, he just recently reached 1K, and, he's only been at the YouTube game, 8-9 months, something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong, Dutch. I know it's somewhere around there, maybe a little bit shorter time, but you just never know. You never know what it might take. I mean, it might be the personality of the person. You try to be as vibrant, try to be as exciting as you can be, pumped up, try to bring forth a good product of content creation. And, then you think, well, it just fell flat. You don't know why. But then you get something that just blows up, and it just happens. It's just the luck. And it always talks about the metadata and stuff like that, tags, this, that, and the other. That's all good too. Keyword search. I mean, yeah, if you're actually putting something out there you want somebody to search for, if it's trying to fix a certain part of a certain make or model vehicle, you can actually type that in on YouTube, and most likely you'll find a video for it. Oh, I before I hit 1,000, it was probably about the same for me, about a year and a half, maybe 2 years. I mean, I'm not saying nothing. I don't worry about it. I just enjoy doing this type of stuff. And, when it comes to a point like Jefferson talked about earlier that I might not have time to do this, it might just all have to go out the window. You know, you just never know. At this moment, with the job I got, and you know, I'm able to at least do this live stream once a week, if nothing else. Then we try to throw other stuff out there. But we're also now working with other platforms more frequently, you know, trying to build an audience, try to build something there with Instagram. You know, with Facebook, we kind of established that before we ever did YouTube. My personal Facebook page, we actually turned that to a professional page. So the Heath Ward Facebook page is actually a professional page now, and we have somewhere around 4,000 followers right there. I mean, it's my personal page. A lot of them are close personal friends of mine from right here in my hometown. But when we turned it to a professional page, it doesn't show friends or anything like that no more. It just says followers. But with that being said, over this past week, right there on Facebook, we have gained over 256 followers in 1 week. And what we've been doing is posting some reels over there that are just reels, clips from other things, this, that, and the other. There's other people doing this as well. We just wanted to do a little test. But the reels are not so much my creation, other than I changed up the music, I changed up the lighting, little filters, this, that, and the other. I guess it's, you know, it's perfectly legal. I have never got no problems, nothing saying any type of copyright strike. And if it happens, you know what I'll do. This old country boy will just take it on down out of there. We won't worry about it. Whatever. But some of them have gained a few views, and one of them is over 46,000 views. And the reach, as far as that goes, it is... We'll share something here with you real quick. But we'll see here if we can see this. But look here, this post reach for the last 28 days, 58,578. And the engagement from that reach is 52,718. And 257 new followers. And these are some of the reels we've been posting, and some of you all have seen them. I know you have. You could tell that's nothing I filmed. But, you know, that is something a person can do. And like I said, I'm just doing it as a test. But, and just to see how it works. Because you see that all the time, and you know good and well, because people post movie clips, this, that, and the other. And you know good and well that it's not their creation. But there you go. Well, you say that's amazing. I guess it could be, but I mean the thing is a lot of that is you know we already just discussed it. It's just a test. We're checking things out. You and I talked about this behind the scenes, Dutch. Thank you, Miss April. She says she thinks she got everyone. Appreciate you. Make sure you drop my link. No, I'm just kidding with you. Oh. Jared says, I think I have 275 followers on YouTube. It was more of a journal than a means to grow a brand or make money. And that's a good thing, you know, that's a good thing to use it for as well, Jared. Exactly right. I know other people that do that. Exactly right. I can remember years ago when YouTube first started, most of the time, you remember when they would do like, they would just put a collage of pictures together, or at least, you know, they would go one after the other, and they might have a little music behind it or something. And that was all YouTube videos was. That and a bunch of videos of cats. She says, only me. Yeah, I just figured I'd say that. I don't think I've ever told you that before while we were actually live streaming. But we got a great group of moderators here on the Frontier Survival brand. Moderators who have their own channels as well. We already talked about Dutch with Mount Kepard Outdoors. But Miss April of Nature's Wild Playground and Po' Boy Adventures has a channel as well. I don't think we have any more moderators with us, but if we do, Jefferson, I might be. But Mount Keppard Outdoor, or see, I've done lost my train of thought. Nature's Wild Playground. Check her channel out. And I'm sure she's dropped her own link. If she hasn't, go right ahead and drop your own link, April. And she has that, Nature's Wild Playground, where they do some trapping videos, gardening through the summer, all kinds of great stuff. And she has Canning with a Purpose, which is another video talking about her canning. I guess our audio and everything's still on par, right? We always worry about that. We got a pretty decent mic here, and we always want to make sure it's working the way it should. Jeff is here. Yep, yeah, he is. I seen Jeff. Yep. Okay, but yeah. Talk a little bit about Instagram. We are growing over there pretty good too. We are, we started out late on Instagram, and with the help of Dutch Blackfeather and a lot of other people over there, mostly Dutch though, but he showed me some ropes when it comes to Instagram, different things like that. And right now we're at about 760 or so followers on Instagram, and we're just growing. I mean, I'm not going to sit here. We just like to give you updates on how the channel is growing, the brand is growing. And earlier we told you how we won't be live streaming, Dynamite until somewhere around mid-January, maybe a little bit before, with the 50th episode celebration. We will also be, after the new year, we'll be taking the Frontier Survival brand with a multi-platform streaming schedule. We're going to try our best to embark on a 3-day-a-week streaming schedule, but multi-platform. And it might boil down to where Dynamite on YouTube happens every Friday, and then maybe Dynamite on Instagram might happen, we might do it monthly or something. I don't know. We got to figure out a way to do 3 live streams a week. I don't know if we can, but we want to try it and do a little test there with live streams on Facebook as well. And the thing about that is where I use the StreamYard platform, just like I am using right now. At least with Facebook and YouTube, I can multi-stream to both platforms at the same time. So like this stream right now, even though it's coming straight to YouTube, I can also be streaming this on Facebook if I set it up that way. And then I would see live chat from everybody from both platforms. And the guys from YouTube would have the YouTube symbol, and the guys from Facebook would have the Facebook symbol, of course. But yeah, when I first just said that, I've been thinking about that for a long while, about doing a 3-day-a-week multi-platform streaming schedule. And then when I just said it, it kind of hit me like, can you really do that? We don't know. It might not work out. But we'll probably give it a try, and at least give it a start and see what happens from there. But, we just have to figure out what other days we're going to use Facebook and Instagram. And, we might just throw it out to where it'll be a multi-platform streaming schedule, but it might not be 3 days a week. Maybe, Facebook once a month, Instagram once a month, and YouTube, since that's where the live streaming started, will be every Friday night, if we possibly can. But just like we talked about earlier, sometimes life gets in the way and you just got to rock with it. You know what I mean? And we wasn't here. I had people reach out to me, ask me if everything's okay. And, for the most part, everything was. And for those that didn't reach out, they know what's going on. But, we won't have to get into all that because we don't get that personal. But for the most part, I'm an open book. But all we got to know about now is everything's good right now. We're on the right track. We got things looking up. And I got a real good feeling. That's right. I got a real good feeling that this year, 2023, will be a better year than this year. And one more thing. Thank the Lord it's Friday. What do you think about that little fella? We showed that earlier. I'm not sure if anybody caught it. But, all right, let's see what we got going on. Jared says something sounds confusing, and I'm probably a little confused myself. Yeah, I know what you mean there. I think that's how it was going for me until Dutch gave me some pointers and this, that, and the other. But you never know. It might end up that way again. Let me catch up with the chat here, because that's what I get on a talk and a discussion, and I just can't figure out what's going on. Make sure we didn't miss anybody. Yeah, Miss Raquel of Cottonwood Ranch says a lot of people say they don't worry once they reach 1K. That's why I want to get there. Yeah, my most worry about reaching 1K was a lot of people sometimes when they hit that 1K, and if they don't go a little bit over, they might drop back below 1K. And that might happen to you 2 or 3 or 4 times. But right now we're stuck at about 1306 or 1308, but we're doing all right. We like doing this, and that's all that really matters. All right, let's make sure we didn't. Nature's Wild Playground says she started hers for family memories, so that's why they don't edit much. Well, I couldn't tell you didn't edit much. I really couldn't. I didn't know. Exactly right. Jared's talking about he knows plenty of guys who have phenomenal videos and their accounts are very small. YouTube is strange. I don't know, and I've been when you talk about that, I've been watching some videos on some of these guys out there that call themselves YouTube gurus to tell you how to help you how to grow. They say the whole thing, the whole spectrum with YouTube is changing in 2023 on what it took to grow on YouTube. Last year or the year before, everything's just changing when it comes to that. So, you don't know what to believe, really. Oh, okay, Po Boy. He says his boy has built a new rifle. He is building a 9mm on an AR platform. Well, that sounds pretty awesome. SD says just finished his second AR pistol. Let's see. Yeah, I hope 2023 is better. I hope gas prices go way down. The price of eggs goes way down. Speaking of eggs, I'm not sure how many saw some posts. I've posted on Instagram and Facebook, but yeah, the chickens, the little white leghorns that I got are laying now. We got 6, and we're getting about 4 eggs a day already. So I say we'll be getting 6 before too long. That's right, Jefferson. That's what I was thinking about. I figured you'd be the ringleader on that. I was right. Look there what he said. Next time he starts on a talking run, let's just say random stuff to confuse him when he comes back. Everybody's in. All right. Yeah, you got one on me, don't you? And SD says, that's my deal. Hit it and above to make it stick and go from there. I don't edit yet, but only get a few minutes to watch. Yep. Everything will be all right. If you enjoy doing what you're doing, just keep doing it. That's all I got to say. If, there's no need to do it for clout or views or this, that, and the other. I sit here and tell you how things are going with this channel just as an update. Y'all might not want it. I don't know. It's just kind of a, part of this live stream and part of the content that we throw out there. I mean, if there's no reason for me to throw out a little short clip video giving you an update on what's going on, we'll just do it all right here on the live stream. That's right, all jest and fun, of course. I know. But let's see here. SD Mountain Man said his chickens are slowing down. Yep, it's cold. And it's getting colder here. See, my chickens just started, they're young. so they were just recently pullets, and now they come into their blossoming as hens, and so they're laying. So, and you know, I use a little heat lamp and stuff like that, so they get light when they're not supposed to get light. So that might help them lay a little bit. Of course, what that does also is reduce what they lay, you know, through their life. You know what I mean? Because a chicken can only lay so many eggs. You know, they get so much age on them, they'll quit laying altogether. Everybody knows that. And I'm sure they'll slow down, but they're young chickens. So, I mean, you know, they're just in their first laying months. You enjoy reading your comments on your videos, SD Mountain Man? I do too. And I try to answer each and every one of them. You know, sometimes there's an outpouring of comments. Sometimes there's not. But either way, I still try to not just like them and go on. I try to, you know, leave a comment. Now, you know, some of these bigger channels out there that get these dozens and dozens and dozens of comments a day, it probably would be hard to comment on every one of them. Chicken soup? Wow. Chicken soup's good. Dutch Blackfeather, if you're still with us, if you want to come on up, we'll talk to you a little bit here. We were going to have Dutch on and talk about how, you know, a little congratulatory, you know, congratulate him on his reaching 1,000 and on YouTube and still growing strong on Instagram and having a presence on Facebook as well. I sent him the link. But if there's anybody else that would like to come up as well, we can have a couple people up here at once. We'll paste the link in the chat as well. You're saying an egg or a chicken can lay indefinitely? And it's mostly because of whatever it is they get to eat. I see what you're saying. Oh, Brother Crabtree says he is outside of town called Whitesville, Kentucky. Is that anywhere near you? I'm on my way to Indiana and rain out of ours. Oh, and rain out of ours. That's probably not too close to me there, brother. I'm not sure if I've ever heard of Whitesville, but if it's close to Indiana, I'd say it's more towards the central or closer to the western part of the state. And I'm over in the eastern part of the state near West Virginia and southern Ohio. I don't think I've ever heard of Whitesville. Breed matters as well, right? And the leghorns, the white leghorns that we have, they lay quicker as far as, you know, as far as their maturity. And they're supposed to lay more eggs, you know, per year. And, of course, the leghorns lay actually white eggs. So most of the eggs you see in a grocery store, or at least the white ones, come from the white leghorns. And we did have something we will want to share after a while, if we can, or maybe now. But we were going to present to you something about chickens here. And yeah, we'll go ahead and present this. This is how to make your chickens lay better or lay more eggs. And of course, right here it tells you right now. It says, "How old are your chickens?" If they are less than 4 months old, they may not have started laying yet, and you just need to be kind and patient. Right. Hens become less productive as they grow older, so if you bought all your hens at the same time, and that was a few years ago, it is inevitable over time that there are fewer eggs. And another thing is are your chickens losing feathers? You just sit around and keep an eye on the ladies for a few hours for some clues. If they are molting, losing feathers, you will find feathers all over the coop, and hens are a bit grumpy, and they often do not lay eggs. They need some time for the process to happen, and then laying will start again. If your hens scratch a lot, maybe they have mice or chicken lice. These creatures feed on the chicken's flesh and are really uncomfortable, so treat the pests with dust or spray and firm combing, and laying should improve. And of course right here, what Jared was talking about. Are you feeding the hens correctly? Remember that eggs are created by a living bird, and they need a diet rich in calcium to keep laying healthy eggs. Maybe your hens are laying, but the shells are really thin. This is a sure sign that their food is not providing them with enough calcium and nutrients to create the perfect eggshell. Choose a commercial feed that has all the basic nutrients, and then top that up with some extras. Some hen owners feed their chicks dried mealworms, which they love, and these provide protein and calcium. A friend of mine used to crush oyster shells she begged from the local restaurant and then dropped these for the birds to peck at. These provide that extra calcium that hens need. And see, we do that too. We use the land layer mash and some eggshell as well. Corn is another favorite for my hens, and they even eat pumpkin leftovers, particularly seeds. Exactly. But you got to be realistic. How many eggs do chickens lay? Be realistic about expected egg production. Know your breed and how many eggs you can expect. There are 365 days in a year, and if you choose Rhode Island Red or White Leghorn chickens, you can expect at least 250 eggs per year. Some Leghorns produce closer to 300 if conditions are perfect. Some Australorp breeds have set records at 360 eggs per year, but this is unusual. And then you can check where they lay their eggs. Just something to read there. That comes from askaprepper.com. But Miss April actually showed me that. So I wanted to commend her. I was able to see that. She posted that somewhere, I think, on the Facebook group, Frontier Survival Friends. So thank you for that, Miss April. But a little bit there on chicken, on egg production. We got Brother Dutch with us. He's going to come up on panel. Everyone say hello to Dutch of Mount Keppert Outdoors. Hello.
How we doing?
I can hear you great. I know a little bit earlier I couldn't hear you now. Hey, something happened. I got my hearing aids back. What happened? How you doing?
All right. So,
yeah.
Congratulations on your 50th episode coming soon.
Yeah. Thank you for that. Congratulations to you for 1,000 subscribers on YouTube.
Well, thank you. It felt like it took forever.
Well, that's what I was saying. I mean, what was it? I don't know if I got it right earlier. I know it's something like...
Well, the YouTube account is 8 months old, but 6 months, 6 solid months of put stuff up.
Right. I mean, I don't know. Do you think? I guess you were busting your hind end getting content out there. I mean, that was probably a part of it. I mean, but it was you do great content as far as to me. I mean, with all the different kits, and especially you got the bedroll series that you got going. You've had a few episodes in that, and I know you got some other exciting stuff that comes to that as well. The bedroll series.
I think the real key to being successful content-wise is not being a one-trick pony.
Right.
And unfortunately, there's only so much time in the day, right? So you had this past couple of weeks, you haven't been very present on YouTube, but that's because you've been working on other things, right? Facebook
Yeah.
Instagram. So as a content creator, you really haven't niched yourself as one trick pony. Like this isn't your one thing that you do. It's just part of what you do. These
Right.
lives, right? So it's very important to understand that as a content creator, or if you're starting to get into wanting to be a content creator on platforms, and you're going to have to be on just about all of them.
Somebody said there's got an echo. I think I can fix that real quick.
Mm-hmm. But that really is the trick. The trick is not niching yourself, not focusing on one platform, but focusing on multiple at the same time, and always be true to yourself. Always make content that is original to you, and either you make it or you don't. There's a lot of people that don't, but they work hard at putting out content that they create that's really theirs. And I think there's a lot to be said for the small content creators that really work hard at this, and they're really putting out genuine content each week or daily sometimes.
Well, that's just like I was talking about earlier about the little test I kind of done on Facebook. None of those reels are mine, but that I went out and filmed, but just wanted to see what it would do.
Well, there's this myth now that there's this big secret that's going to make you YouTube famous, and there's a couple people out there that supposedly know the secret, and no, this BS. And me and you were able to figure it out, I think, in less than a day. And and the reality is it's a gimmick and short-lived,
right?
And it goes back to, it says a lot about who we are, right? So our content reflects who we are as people. Mm-hmm. So if what we're doing is running around stealing other people's content and throwing it up on YouTube, that says a lot about who you are, right? Versus the guy that really goes out there every day or every week and works hard at putting out original content on YouTube.
I think stew is a good way of warming up food-wise.
What is it?
And that's my Alexa. She turned down my
some of
the my YouTube. Give me a second.
Oh, you're all right.
All right.
All right. Old Dutch is trying to fix something. We had an echo right earlier. Everything's all right now, guys. Guys, there's creative redundancy. How you doing there, CR?
I was watching Niles. Have you ever watched Niles?
That sounds familiar.
Niles is an English content creator. He uses fiber-based gear, and mostly it's vintage surplus gear. And he goes out and he does these wild camping things. And he's an older fella, and there's a lot of hiking involved. And I've been watching him for about a year. I started watching him when he had like 50 subs. He's up around like 4,000 now. But that's he's very simple. It's the same gear every week, different location, but it's fiber-based gear.
Right.
And so that's what he chose to go with. And he works hard at doing that, and he does a good job at showing that. And I know you appreciate old school traditional gears as much as I do.
Right.
The leather, the canvas, the wax canvas, all the surplus gear. And I'm not saying that the new modern gear is bad. I'm just saying that for us guys that are a little bit older, I think we appreciate the traditional stuff a little bit more.
Right. Speaking of that, I don't know if you've Cold Cracker Bushcraft. He's got it's one of his recent videos. He's got a couple of new packs out, and one of them is kind of the old, kind of a replica of the old Boy Scout pack.
Well, he's very honest about the fact that he tore apart an old Boy Scout pack and copied it. I mean, he's very honest about it. It's a proven product, right? Like so many of us our age, me and you, Heath, who I wasn't able to afford it when I was young, but I was around them, and
Mm-hmm.
you know it was the product to have, right? Like
Right. Yeah.
that backpack, that canvas Boy Scout backpack
Mm-hmm.
was like the Cadillac, right? If you're like 14, 15 years old in the Boy Scouts and you're out there in woods camping, that's what we all wanted. And what he
Right.
did was he broke it down, he copied it, and he's very transparent about that. And
Yeah.
it looks like he did a good job.
Yeah. Yeah. I think so. I mean, there's a couple other packs. I think I like that one better than the. I think it was a kind of a greenish
Right.
type. Heavy.
And I want to bring up bed rolling, and you hit on it a little bit, and that is
Mm-hmm.
something that I talk about a lot on my channel. And um, I've got a new videos coming out Sunday, and I've created a traditional bedroll system, but it's got like a modern twist to it as far as it's got webbing involved, it's got D rings involved, it's got a lot of stuff going on, but it is uh, at the heart, it is a traditional kit as far as it's wax canvas and
Right.
canvas, right? And
Yeah.
it's light, it's ultra light, it's lightweight to carry. One of the things that prompted me to do that was uh, lately, a couple of YouTubers have hit on these things of minimalist type
Mm-hmm.
bushcraft, and it's all BS. And when I was 12, I went out into the woods with a garbage bag and a handful of cereal. Well, the reality is, you might have, but you probably didn't have a good time, and you really didn't accomplish much, right?
Right.
So the whole drive for me behind the traditional type gear and doing the traditional kits is that for guys like us that love and enjoy that type of stuff, we can
Mm-hmm.
put sensible kits together. Minimal. I'm talking just, 3 or 4 items. In some cases, a bedroll is like 3 or 4 items.
Right.
And we could go out and have fun and still accomplish what we're trying to accomplish and have a good time.
Right. I mean, you would have your ground cover, your top cover, your
Yeah,
anything
well,
else.
yeah. If
Possibles.
this new bedroll, I'll leak a little bit. It's my canvas sleeping sleeve, which some people that I made. And
Mm-hmm.
if you watch my channel, you'll see a lot on that.
Right.
And a wool blanket, and then a wax canvas tarp. That's it. But that's all you need, really. As far as cover and sleep protection, that's really all you need.
Right.
Uh, but yeah, what really prompted, and I'm going to be doing more stuff, especially in belt rigs, because I think belt rigs aren't talked about enough. And there's just a ton of stuff you can accomplish just with a belt rig, right?
Right.
Just putting together the right bags, the right little satchels, your saw, your knife, your fire kit, your your
Mm-hmm.
your boo boo kit, all that stuff can go right on your belt, and you don't even know it's there.
I got this little thing that'd be good for the belt.
Absolutely.
Which opens up to be like a foraging.
Yep, it is. Yeah, it's a
You
foraging
know.
bag. Another, perfect example of something you can add to your belt rig kit. So I'm going to hit on that. But really, the main drive is, you got these guys. You called them keyboard warriors earlier, and that's a pretty good analogy. But they like to drop these big bombs like, well, like when I was a kid, I took a garbage bag and a handful of cereal. Well, maybe you did, but you were dumb, right? Like because
They had,
unless
they had the pocket knife.
right. So it's that doesn't prove anything, right? Like that doesn't prove anything. Going out into the wilderness, if you know you're going out, it's an intentional act, right? And just like every other intentional act we do in life, you plan for it.
Right.
So why would you take an intentional act going into the wilderness and then sabotage yourself by taking a garbage bag and a handful of cereal? That doesn't make any sense.
No. I mean, yeah. I mean, I would take a few more things.
It's like Owen Hart, picking at the Undertaker and saying, "Hey, Owen Hart saying, "Hey, come on, Undertaker, I'll take you on right in a cage match." Wouldn't happen.
SD Mountain says he has a campcraft. I guess you're talking about one of those foraging pouches that he wants. Colorado bushcraft one. Yeah.
Yeah. Those
good material.
Now, where did you get yours at, Heath? Tell us a little bit about your foraging.
The wife got this. It's a hide and drink brand. Hide and drink.
Yeah, they're expensive. I've actually got one of my favorite belt pouches as a hide and drink.
Yeah,
yep. They're not on the cheap side. This is expensive gear, but they make good gear. So that's the other part of this whole journey that we're on as far as the outdoorsman journey is gear, and I make a lot of my gear, but I do buy gear as well. But it's quality of gear is what really sets us apart from the weekend keyboard warrior, right? Like that's really what sets us apart is knowledge. Going out and using this stuff.
Exactly right. We can show that bedroll if you want to. I got it queued up here. Your reel for it? You want to show that?
Yeah, go ahead. This is I think it was the Instagram reel and the
yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I got it queued up here. We'll share it real quick, guys. The bedroll that Dutch was talking about. We'll bring that up here real quick. Let's see here, a little reel that he's got going on. All right.
Thank you for playing that. I appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Jared says, I remember when those weren't a thing. I guess
Jared is a primitive guy, and you hit on Jared a little bit, but we have a lot of exposure to him on Instagram, of course. But he is a primitive, as far as I'm concerned, guru. And when it comes to primitive fire making, primitive tool making, primitive survival, I'm talking caveman level stuff. And he has been an inspiration for me on multiple levels, just in just having conversations with him. Just opening your mind up to just a different thought process, right? And,
I would imagine so.
Right. And so, we're at the tail end of this nationwide prepper thing, right? Like it's starting to calm down now, but we're at the tail end of it. The survivalist thing that was happening. And it's really guys like me and you and Jerry, they're really going to come out of that with the voice of reason when it comes to, there are other options. There are other things that we can do to have fun and enjoy the outdoors.
Absolutely. And I mean, and there's, a lot of that's in the chat with us tonight. I mean, would fall right into that same category, I would believe. Miss April had to leave, so see you later. Nature's Wild Playground. She said her phone was about to go kaput. So we'll see you next time. Appreciate you being here. There is Ashley Brady passing through. Howdy, 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 y'all, she says. Howdy to you, Ashley. Yeah, we've, like I said, I just, I like making content. And I mean, if it wasn't about anything about the outdoors, and I mentioned this, I would figure out some way to do it just because I just was, able to figure out how to record a video with my phone and upload it to YouTube. So there's all kinds of niches out there I could probably do, but I chose the outdoors, specifically, maybe wilderness survival type stuff, just because that's just something I knew a little bit about. And, I always like to learn, so, I mean, it would do me well to have some talks with Jared as well when it comes to, primitive.
Well,
type
you hit on the fact that you're Southern and you're proud. I'm Southern and proud too. And I think that Southern folk in general grow up doing all this stuff, right? Versus the city guy, or versus the commuter guy, versus like we grew up living it, so it was just part of life. So it's very comfortable for us. The topic, right? The outdoors topic is very comfortable for guys like me and you and Blackie Thomas and Bear and all these great Southern names when it comes to the outdoors. Keppard. Just all these big names, and that's really what it's about. Is it's just that simple difference, and in the Southern folk, we have a tendency to grow our children up that way, and it's been that way for a long time. And I'm not saying that Southern country folk are better than the Northern folk. I'm just saying that it's a difference in how we were raised and we are raised, right? And so it's just a comfortable topic. So the fact that you gravitated towards the outdoors, I think makes sense, right? Because it's just something you're very comfortable with.
Well, just like I know one of your recent videos, if it wasn't the latest one, I can't remember, but you talked about how you do a lot of things, a little bit of trapping, a little bit of this and that, but you brought it, you had a little bit. I'm not saying you had more of a passion for bushcraft. Maybe you do, but I know that's what you used as far as your content, bushcraft.
And I know exactly what you're referencing, and it was a statement that I made recently, and I felt that I had to put it out there because I wasn't getting negative feedback, but I was getting questions that were, pointing that way, and so I wanted to just nip it in the bud. And I spend a lot of time hunting. I have my whole life in trapping, my whole life, as necessity, right? Like, so it's something that I do because it provides income for my family and feeds my family.
Right.
But it's not necessarily where my passion is. It's not what I like sharing with others. What I like sharing with others is the kit making. What I like sharing with others is the gear talk. What I like sharing with others is what we're doing right now, just having the conversation. And when I first started the channel, I knew that I wasn't going to hit on the hunting and the trapping thing because I knew eventually I would burn out on it. Because it's, again, something that I have to do versus something that I enjoy doing. Now, do I hate hunting? No, obviously not. It's something that, again, provides for the family. But do I get the same enjoyment out of it talking about it? No, I don't. I don't do it. And so that's why I don't hit on that. And the other part of that is, unfortunately, the way society is going right now, especially on social media platforms, those are two topics that at some point will probably be eliminated. And it's just a reality. Now, whether or not it should be is a different discussion, right? But the reality is hunting and trapping and that type of thing at some point will not be accepted on social media platforms.
Right.
And for me to build a channel around that would be silly, right? Because at some point, you're not going to be able to do it.
Okay, I'll tell you this. You're talking about, well, I mean, you're right. You're right. I mean, but my boss was going to put an ad on. You got like the, the hardware store I work at. It's got their own Facebook page, right?
Right.
We want to do 10% off our case knives, case pocket knives. Well, they wouldn't let her post that because it had knives. It was just pocket knives. But I
Right.
mean, she couldn't post that ad, at least. And there was other items that were going to go on sale as
Right.
well. But that was like the big thing.
And I personally don't agree with that. Neither do you. But unfortunately, right? Like, unfortunately, that's where we're headed. And it will happen. We're already seeing it there. I just read an article about a hunting guy on YouTube. He had 4.5 million subscribers, and overnight he lost everything. Like, he's just gone. He's just erased, right? No reason why. He's just gone, and it will happen. It will happen. And so if you are starting out now with the idea of being an outdoor content creator, unfortunately, you have to throttle yourself. And that's another phrase that I have, and I've shared it with you, and I know you practice it, right? I know there are topics you wish you could go on and just blow up, right? I know you, just from personal conversations we have behind the scenes. I know there are things you wish you could just go on and just expose and talk about. But the reality is that the long-term effect on you would be negative, right? So learning how to throttle ourselves, learning how, as a content creator, learning how to understand and read how things are going to go in the future is important.
Mm-hmm.
It really is.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, like I said before, I hit on it. I know you don't agree with it. I surely don't.
No.
I think hunting and all that stuff should be available to everybody online, but unfortunately, we're going to lose it. We're going to lose it, and I think that a lot of the reason why we're going to lose it is because of irresponsible content creators. Again, right? The guys that just can't throttle themselves a little bit. The guys that want to show exploding heads. The guys that want to show guts pouring out of, deer. And, that's the unfortunate ripple effect, right? That we're feeling right now. And it all goes back to just throttle yourself a little bit. Just throttle yourself a little bit. You don't have to show a brain exploding, right?
No.
Yeah, you don't have to show gutting the deer, right? You don't have to do all that to get your point across, to get your trade across, to get your skill across. You don't have to do those things.
Exactly right. And Jared was talking about that subtle serpent survival got nuked by the social media. I did see something about it. He lost his whole channel. They didn't even really give him a reason.
Yeah, it's happening, and it will continue to happen. And but then you've got other channels that somehow just the most horrible things, and they're still around. So it really is.
The day will come, though.
Yeah, so it's but being a responsible content creator is learning how to throttle yourself. Yeah. I don't get on Instagram. I don't get political, right? I don't go down there and say F you Biden and all this. There's no need, right? Like the only thing that come out of that is negativity.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, I mean, we need to teach people how to hunt, Jefferson. I'm sure that's what you're talking about. I think we were just getting at hunting as far as on as content on YouTube or whatever platform might be.
I think it started with Facebook, didn't it? This whole trend against anti-hunting, anti-fishing, anti all this stuff started rooted with Facebook. And now it's just spread to, naturally spread out, there are knife guys that I know, knife companies that I know, guys that have been doing this for a decade that have lost accounts on Instagram just for no reason. They're just gone. Yeah. Why? Because you're a knife maker. And at some point, you're going to get audited, right? At some point, a human is going to look at your content at some point. And then they're in charge of whether or not you get to keep making it.
All right.
And again, the knife topic is another topic. It's irresponsible content creators. There's a young kid. What's his name? I'm sure you know him. 4.5 million subs. He lost his YouTube this past week. He's a young kid.
I think that's who we were just talking about there. Subtle.
Right. And the reason why that happened, and I'll tell you why, because I researched it. The reason why it happened is because he's a child and he had a video where he was using firearms. Well, that's against YouTube standards. Children are not allowed to be on YouTube using firearms. He did. He made a video, and it was a while ago, but it took that long for YouTube to catch it. And when they caught it, they suspended him. I think it's just a suspension. But that's really that simple. And it is. It's in the YouTube standards. Like if you're a child under the age of 18, you cannot make content and put it on YouTube if it involves you interacting with lethal firearms. So that's why that happened. But everybody was on the bandwagon. Oh, God, here goes YouTube again. And blah, 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 blah. They're going after him. No, he broke the community standards. It just took a while for YouTube to catch it and find it. Now, if he was an adult, it wouldn't have happened. But he's a kid. I think he's like 14, something like that. And when he made the video that they finally caught him on, he was 12, I think. 12 years old, shooting, high-powered rifles, blowing up oranges. So, unfortunately, it went against YouTube standards, community standards. But I'm talking about, there's a Korean guy that I watch, a Korean-American guy. I watched for a long time, and I can't remember his name now. But he was a fishing guy, and he lost his account about a year ago. And what ended up happening was every episode he would show gutting and processing the fish and all that stuff. YouTube decided that was something they didn't want on YouTube. And when they decided that, it went retro, right? So he had 1,000 videos of him gutting fish, and he lost his account.
Wow. Every one of them.
But at the beginning of this, we were talking about the fact you were mentioning that you had an absence.
Right.
And I think it's important that people understand, no, the guys like me and you, we're not one-trick ponies. We've got other stuff that we work on. And the work that you've done on Facebook in the last couple of weeks is phenomenal. I mean, the numbers prove it. Your Facebook numbers just absolutely prove the work that you've been putting into that over there. And I think it's important that people understand just because you see us on YouTube live once a week, that's not all we do.
Right.
We do all kinds of other stuff.
Exactly. I mean, it's just something, I could say just another platform to, we kind of started a presence on Facebook, with this whole thing before we even, like I said earlier, before we even started the YouTube channel. And, then just kind of more focused on the front, on the YouTube part for a while. And then we just, now we're trying to balance it all. But
well, it's like, you also mentioned earlier that I had a presence on Instagram before I came to YouTube. And that's very true. I did easy 1, sometimes 2 hour lives, sometimes longer, 2, 3, 4 hours, every single week for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And so a month and a half ago, I said, I'm done for now. I was burnt out just from every single week for 2 years. I was on live Instagram for at least an hour. And you said to me, you know what? I think I might be getting to the point where I might want to take a break. And I don't blame you. It really does get to you at some point, when it's just in and out. If it starts becoming not enjoyable, that's when it should be a red flag to you as a content creator.
Right.
That should be a huge red flag. Red flag. If I'm not enjoying making this YouTube video, if I'm not enjoying doing this Facebook Live, if I'm not enjoying doing this Instagram reel, all those things, red flag, red flag, red flag, take a break.
Right.
Take a break from
Exactly. Yeah. Jared, he said, and he grew up harvesting deer and turkey. I fail to see the problem of teaching good safety and respect for the tool. Hey, Harper.
Say hi. He can't hear you because I got the headphones on. You got to wave? Oh, he's waving. But yeah, it's if it gets to the point to where it feels like it's not fun, it's time to stop. Or if it gets to the point to where you're stressed out because you feel like you got to make money on it, right? Like if you just wake up every day, you're like, oh God, I got to make money on social media. It's time to take a break. Take a step back. Take a step back. Reevaluate. Think about what you really want to do, because your core audience is always going to be there. It's always going to be there.
Yeah, I like to look back at what I got, like what people are watching as far as my content here, like in the last 28 days, whatever. And, it is cool that they're actually going back and watching some of the other stuff. There might be a few views on the video from way back when or whatever,
Yeah.
Because like I said, I've noticed that where I've had this little break from YouTube, just going back and looking at what they are watching.
Well, it's like months ago, I missed you. I was like, why aren't you working on your Instagram? And you're like, I'm going to be honest and transparent with everybody. You said, well, I don't know. I've got the Facebook, I've got the YouTube. And I said, trust me, put a little bit more time into Instagram. Just put a couple days a week, do something on Instagram. And you started doing it, and you've had phenomenal growth. You went from like 200 or 300 followers to what, you're like almost 800 now in just a couple of months.
Yeah, you're right, Jared. He says not everyone has the person in person to teach. Yeah, not everyone has a good example in person.
Yeah, and I'm gonna finish with this because I hit on it a couple times, and I'm gonna let you finish your show. But don't be a one-trick pony. Just because you've got 20, 30, 40,000 YouTube subscribers, and then you've got like less than 500 Instagram followers, less than 300 TikTokers, that's a problem. Don't be a one-trick pony. Try to spread your stuff around a little bit. Try to share as much as you can on all the platforms you have available to you. That's really where you're going to see healthy growth. It's not going to be, I can pick up the phone right now with my credit card, call a number, and I could have Heath here at 20,000 subs on Facebook in less than 30 minutes. That's a reality. That really happens. Like, that's something that you can do. You can pay to have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50,000 subscribers. But the reality is that has no longevity. There's no reward at the end of that. You have to do it yourself. And the only way to do it yourself as a content creator is you have to be on all the platforms, or at least multiple platforms.
Yeah, I agree.
And again, congratulations on your 50th episode. I think it's going to be an outstanding night. I can't wait.
Yeah, we'll see what we come up with. We'll have a little time to brainstorm and this, that, and the other.
Mandy better make it. That's all I got to say. Mandy better make it for that one, live with you for the 50.
That'd be good.
Mandy's got to make it. You got to tell her, listen, you got to be on the 50th show, because that's a landmark thing.
Hey, she's gonna be watching this probably after a while, so you can tell her. You've already told her.
Mandy, you have to be on the 50th celebration with Heath on the channel, the live show mid-January. You just have to. You cannot not do it. Like, you got to be there. It's a big milestone. Heath, up and downs. You've been through some stuff. I've been through some stuff. At the end of the day, now I consider you to be family, thick as blood, and I'm proud to call you a friend. I'm proud to call you a brother. and I'm proud of everything you've done, especially when it comes to YouTube. I have another phrase. I say a couple things, but cast your own shadow, and that's really what you decided to do months ago, and
Right.
you really have done it. You've cast your own shadow now, and you're doing great. I think it's awesome.
Oh, thank you very much, brother.
All right, man, kick me. I'll
All
see you
right.
later.
We'll see you. Have a good one.
All right, NWO baby,
For life.
NWO for life.
All right, guys. There's a good old Dutch Blackfeather from there in old state of Virginia, Southern Virginia, Mount Keppard Outdoors. Just recently hit 1,000 subscribers. We had him up here to congratulate him, and you know, that's what he said. Cast your own shadow, and that's what we're trying to do here. Catch up with the chat a little bit here. We've seen Jared is talking about. He said he knows he had horrible examples of what a man should be growing up, and I guess they were a good example of what not to be. Brother, I'm right there with you. Although those men that were in my life have gotten better as time gone by, but I do know exactly what you're talking about. I'm not sure if I got to say hello to CR, but I might have. I'm not sure, but there's Creative Redundancy is with us tonight. Good deal. I did see Hunting with J&J as well. They were with us. There's Backwoods Barbarian. How you doing? We got a few more people jumping in here. That's right, Jefferson. He said, let's go, Mandy. We might be able to talk Miss Mandy, the lovely wife, into being with us on that night when we have our 50th episode of Dynamite right here on the Frontier Survival channel. 50th episode celebration, which will happen sometime around mid-January. But for you all that are rolling in here right now, we'll go ahead and tell you that we will not be live streaming on YouTube or probably anywhere else until after the holidays. And sometime in mid-January, we'll have our 50th episode of Dynamite. So there you have it. Catch you all up. But we've been talking to Dutch a little bit about his channel for you all that just joined us. And he's gone now. Probably still with us in the chat, though. That's great. We'll probably go a little bit longer here and talk to you for a little bit. If you all don't mind, I want to be right back. Stick with me. We got some things to show you. But I'm going to take a little potty break. We'll be right back here in just a bit. All right, guys. Thanks for patiently waiting. That took a little longer than I thought it would. Woo! Oh, guys, I didn't. I think I might have showed Outdoors with Big Matt is with us. Good to see you, Big Matt. Appreciate you being here. I have been seeing some stuff Big Matt's putting out there in the shop and whatnot, some metal work and knives and different things. So that's awesome. Outdoors with Big Matt. That was pretty quick, you think? I don't know. Seemed like it took me forever. But we wanted to show you something here, guys. And we got this thing right here. Look at this right here. This is can you see that? We got a little bit of a glare, but it's it's a Ozark Trail. So we all know what Ozark Trail is synonymous with, but it is a backpacking dome tent. Sleeps 2 or 3 people. We found this at a local indoor flea market for $10. Brand new tent. It might have been out. I couldn't tell. I didn't see any dirt on the tent pegs. I'll put it that way. Of course, it comes with tent pegs. It's I don't know if it's ever been out of the bag, but it could sleep 3, but it would sleep 1 comfortably, real comfortable. So it's like a 7'6" by 7 foot floor size. 4.4 and 4 feet 4 inch center height. So it's just a dome tent. But we thought this was a great find for $10, almost a brand new tent. And that's how we roll, guys. Is we like to shop these thrift stores, Goodwills, flea markets, yard sales for any type of camping, outdoor related gear, whether it be a knife, some type of fixed blade knife, an old knife, or anything. Most of all of our gear comes that way. But every now and again, and we're going to tell you a little bit later on what we're going to plan on doing with this. But how Dutch was talking about traditional bedrolls? You might think this would be overkill for a shelter in a bedroll, but how that cylinder right there, we can incorporate that into a bedroll, and that be part of our sleep system in our bedroll. That whole tent, what do you think? A modern day hillbilly bedroll. That's what I'll call it. But there you have it. Yeah, great deal. Exactly. But we wanted to show that off before we left you here tonight. But and one more thing, and every now and again we will go and purchase something that's not so much from a thrift store or a flea market. But this deal right here, we're going to be this is a pack. This is not just a regular old pack though, guys. This is something I use at work, and it's from OUTXE, which stands for Outdoor Extreme Energy. But you got side pockets. This is a cooler backpack, guys. It's got the middle section. It's got a cooler section, that keeps things cool or hot or whatever. It's insulated, right? So I take my workday lunch in this. What we're going to do with this pack, guys, we're going to have a standalone edited video. That's going to be part of the edited content that's going to be coming out in the next few weeks. But we're going to show you how we incorporated our lunch bag, our day job lunch bag, into a get home, bug out EDC bag. We're going to incorporate all that into you, but we got that actually from Amazon. It wasn't a whole lot of money, but we needed a new one because we had a backpack style cooler backpack that we took before to work. This is a bigger one than what I had before. And this will help me, it's got more compartments, this, that, and the other, store a kit for EDC, everyday carry, and to act as a get home bug out type bag as well, especially when I'm at the day job. Say if I'm at the day job, some kind of natural disaster happens or something, I need, I'll have items in this bag that I'll be able to use to get home or to bug out, wherever it might be. But we're going to be showing that. So it's going to be kind of our, work day, get home. Say the truck broke down. I have this bag with me. I can get on home with it. You know what I mean? It'll have me, say if the vehicle broke down on the way to home or on the way to work, I could take this with me, have the stuff I need if I ended up needing to set up a shelter or whatever. We'll have shelter components in here. We'll have whatever it is we might need. We're going to do some edited content on that as well, so be on the lookout for that. Yep, more work with, exactly right. Yep, it is neat. Yep, we're going to show you some stuff. Some thinking outside of the box type stuff, like with this, as part of a modern day hillbilly country boy bedroll, and this with just something that we take our lunch in every day, but also act as a get home type bug out whatever bag. Survival. Awesome. And you got to have drive to survive, right? I think Creative Redundancy shout out my slogan there earlier. You're just working and listening outdoors with Big Matt. That's good to hear. Good to hear. Well, guys, I think we'll probably end it tonight at this point. We've talked about a lot of good things. Unless someone has something to add here real quick. If you got a question, some kind of statement you might want to add that we might want to elaborate on a little bit, feel free. It's the time to go ahead and do that. But just be known that you'll be seeing me sometime in the near future in an edited video, edited content right here on the channel. Look for me on Instagram. Look for me on Facebook. Look for me even on TikTok and Twitter. We're also there. The Frontier Survival brand is as well. Thank you. Everybody says great show. More to work with too. Exactly right. Yeah. Nice little tent. You think that's overkill though to have a tent in a bedroll? I just thought since that house cylinder that was cylindrical that I could use that. Just throw even a tarp around it and a wool blanket. I could even put extra kit in this bag of, a fire starter or whatever and have an awesome bedroll. I think so too, guys. Well, with that being said, be on the lookout for more great content coming your way from the Frontier Survival brand. We appreciate you. We'll see you sometime in mid-January with another Dynamite Live right here, our 50th episode celebration. Everybody have a great Christmas and New Year's. If I don't see you before then, Jefferson Einstein's telling me to as well. We appreciate you all, guys. And remember, you got to have drive to survive. We love you and appreciate you.